Today, we're diving into the vault of automotive history to uncover the 10 rarest cars of the 1970s. Cars so exclusive, you'll probably never see one in person. And trust me, number one will blow your mind. While manufacturers were producing hundreds of thousands of regular cars, they were also creating ultra-limited editions, special homologation specials, and one-off prototypes that have become the holy grail of collectors today. These aren't just cars, they're rolling lottery tickets, some worth more than houses. Let's count down the 10 rarest production cars of the entire decade. Number 10, 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS454 LS7. Now, you might be thinking, wait, wasn't the LS7 never actually produced? And you'd be mostly right. GM advertised this monster engine, 454 cubic inches producing 465 horsepower. But according to documented records from the GM Heritage Center, only 1 to 3 LS7 engines were ever installed in production Chevelles before the project was canceled due to insurance concerns. If you ever find a real LS7 Chevelle, you found automotive treasure. These cars are so rare, their very existence is debated among collectors. Number 9, 1970 Plymouth Hemi Cuda Convertible. This is where rarity meets raw power. According to documented production records from Chrysler Historical, only 14 of these convertibles were built in 1970. 14. That's it. The reason? The Hemi option cost an extra $900, almost a third of the car's base price. Today, these 14 cars are worth between $2 and $4 million each. That's a 5,000% return on investment. One recently sold for $4.8 million at Barrett-Jackson, making it one of the most expensive muscle cars ever sold. Number 8, 1971 Plymouth Hemi Cuda Convertible. This is the unicorn of unicorns. As emissions regulations tightened and gas prices rose, Chrysler knew the Hemi's days were numbered. Only 11 customers were brave enough, or rich enough, to order the Hemi in a 71 convertible. 11 cars. Think about that. You're more likely to win the lottery than to own one of these. Each one is a rolling piece of American automotive history. Number 7, 1970 Dodge Challenger R/T Hemi Convertible. Dodge's answer to the Camaro and Mustang, but with a twist nobody expected. While the Challenger was new for 1970, the Hemi option was already legendary. According to Dodge historical records, only 9 customers ordered the Hemi in a Challenger convertible that first year. 9 people in the entire United States decided they needed a 425 horsepower convertible. These buyers were either incredibly wealthy or completely insane, probably both. Number 6, 1970 Ford Mustang Boss 429. This wasn't just a performance car, it was a NASCAR homologation special. Ford needed to build 500 street versions to qualify their 429 semi-Hemi engine for racing. According to Ford Motor Company archives, they built exactly 499 Boss 429s in 1970. Think about that precision. They built exactly one less than required, making each one incredibly significant. These weren't assembled at Ford's regular plant. They were sent to Carcraft in Brighton, Michigan, where each car was hand-modified to fit the massive 429 engine. Number 5, 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona. Wait, this is a 1970s list, so why am I mentioning a 1969 car? Because at number 5, the 1970 Dodge Charger Daytona. That's right, Dodge built 22 Daytonas in 1970. 22. These were leftover 1969 models that dealers couldn't sell, so Dodge retitled them as 1970 models. The Daytona was NASCAR's ultimate weapon. That massive rear wing and pointed nose cone weren't just for show. They made the car so aerodynamically efficient that NASCAR banned it after just one season. These 22 cars represent the absolute end of the Daytona era. Each one has a documented VIN proving its 1970 model year status. Number 4, 1970 Plymouth Superbird. Plymouth's response to the Daytona, but with an even more outrageous design. That wing was so tall, a man could walk under it. The nose cone was so long, it required special parking techniques. Plymouth built 1,935 Superbirds in 1970, making it seem common compared to our other entries. But here's the catch. Finding one today is nearly impossible. Many were destroyed in accidents, some were converted back to regular roadrunners, and others simply rusted away. Automotive historians estimate that fewer than 1,000 Superbirds survive today. What makes this even more special is that 1970 was the only year for the Superbird. It was banned from NASCAR after just one season for being too aerodynamically advanced. Number 3. 1970 Chevrolet Camaro Z28. Hold on, the Z28 wasn't rare, right? Wrong. At number 3, the 1970 Chevrolet Camaro Z28, but specifically the ones built after the UAW strike. Here's a story most people don't know. In 1970, the United Auto Workers went on strike for 67 days, shutting down GM production from September 15th to November 20th. When production resumed, GM had to rush to fill orders before the model year ended. According to GM production records, only 602 Z28s were built after the strike ended. These post-strike Z28s have unique characteristics, different paint codes, modified options, and rushed assembly that actually makes them more valuable to collectors. Number 2. 1970 MC Javelin Trans AM. Most people forget that AMC, American Motors Corporation, actually built race cars. This wasn't just a performance package, it was a homologation special for the Trans AM Racing Series. AMC needed to build 2,500 street versions to qualify for racing. According to AMC historical records, they built exactly 2,501 Javelin Trans AMs in 1970. But here's what makes them incredibly rare today. AMC was the smallest of the big four automakers, and most of their cars were scrapped or forgotten. Finding a survivor is like finding a needle in a haystack. These cars featured a unique 390 cubic inch V8, special suspension, and distinctive red, white, and blue paint schemes. Number 1. 1970 Ferrari 512S. And at number 1, the 1970 Ferrari 512S. Wait, this isn't an American car. You're absolutely right, but it was sold in America, and it's the rarest production car of the 1970s. Ferrari built exactly 25 of these mid-engine monsters for homologation in the World Sports Car Championship. Each one cost more than a house in 1970, about $35,000, when the average American salary was $6,000. The 512S featured a 5.0-liter V12 producing 550 horsepower, making it faster than anything Detroit was building. But here's the incredible part. According to Ferrari Classic documentation, only 3 of these cars were originally delivered to American customers. 3. That makes it rarer than any American muscle car on this list. Each 512S was essentially a road-legal race car. The engine was borrowed directly from Ferrari's Formula One program, the chassis was pure racing technology, and the bodywork was sculpted by wind tunnel testing.